Have you ever felt completely drained by someone's negativity only to realize no matter what you say, it never ends? Toxic people have a way of testing your patience, manipulating your emotions, and stealing your energy without even realizing it. They feed off your reactions, looking for cracks in your calm, and too often we fall into their traps trying to reason or argue with them. But here's the truth, you don't have to play their game, you don't have to stoop to their level, and you don't have to let their chaos affect your life. Today you're going to discover 5 brilliant comebacks that instantly shut them down, protect your peace, and make them think twice before ever crossing you again. These are responses that command respect, set boundaries, and show that your energy is non-negotiable. Stay focused, take notes, and drop a comment below sharing which comeback you're going to try first. Chapter 1. The Power of Silence. Silence is more powerful than most people realize. When faced with toxicity, our first instinct is often to argue, explain, or defend ourselves. But this is exactly what toxic people want. They feed on your reaction, thriving on chaos and drama. Every word you throw at them gives them energy, a sense of control, and the satisfaction of seeing you lose your calm. The true masters, the men who command respect without raising their voices, know the secret. Silence speaks louder than words. By choosing not to respond, you immediately take back control. You show that their attempts to provoke you are meaningless, that your peace is far more valuable than their temporary satisfaction. Think about it. A toxic colleague insults you at work. You could shout, argue, or defend yourself. But none of that changes the fact that their behavior is a reflection of their character, not yours. Instead, a simple pause, a calm breath, and no reply sends a message louder than any words. Your negativity has no power here. This technique isn't just about ignoring someone, it's about mastery over your own reactions. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, taught that we cannot control what others do, but we can control our response. Silence is your way of demonstrating that control. It's subtle, elegant, and devastatingly effective. In real life, silence can be a weapon. Imagine a friend constantly trying to guilt you, or a family member who criticizes everything you do. Instead of engaging, you simply respond with calm acknowledgement or nothing at all. Over time, they start to realize that their toxicity doesn't get results. They begin to hesitate because the energy they once drew from you is gone. The beauty of silence is that it protects your mind, preserves your energy, and gives you clarity. Toxic people may think they are in control, but the moment you stop feeding their chaos, the game changes entirely. Your calm becomes their frustration. Your peace becomes their reflection. And in that silence, you are stronger, unshakable, and untouchable. Comment below, have you ever used silence to shut down someone toxic? Share your story below. Let's inspire each other to stay calm and in control. Chapter 2. The Calm Question. When dealing with toxic people, most of us instinctively react with anger, frustration, or defensive arguments. But this only feeds their energy and confirms their false sense of power. The key to shutting them down is something far more subtle and powerful, the calm question. A calm question isn't just about asking, they're designed to expose the toxicity without aggression. It's about staying composed while making the other person confront their own words. Questions like, why do you feel the need to say that? What makes you think that is true? Or how does that serve you? Immediately shift the energy. Instead of escalating conflict, you force the toxic person to examine themselves. Suddenly the spotlight is no longer on you, it's on them. Think about it. Toxic people often speak without thinking. They thrive on assumptions, judgments, and emotional reactions. When you respond with a calm, pointed question, you disrupt their rhythm. You show that you are not easily provoked. You signal that you are in control of the conversation, and more importantly, in control of your emotions. Let's take a real-life example. Imagine a colleague constantly undermining your work, trying to make you feel incompetent. Instead of snapping back or trying to explain yourself, you calmly ask, "Can you help me understand why you think that?" Immediately, they have to pause. They realize they are being challenged not with aggression, but with reason. This is when their own insecurity and toxicity become obvious, not to you, but to themselves, and often to anyone else witnessing the interaction. The power of the calm question lies in its subtle psychological impact. Toxic people are used to reactions, anger, defensiveness, or emotional outbursts. These are predictable. But a calm, deliberate question is unexpected. It throws them off balance. It forces them to slow down, reconsider, and even feel the weight of their own negativity. And while they are caught in this reflection, you remain composed, unshaken, and entirely untouchable. Another powerful example comes from history. The great leaders and philosophers from Marcus Aurelius to Sun Tzu often emphasized observation, patience, and strategic questioning. They understood that the right question at the right moment could reveal more truth than any argument ever could. They didn't waste energy fighting every insult or attack. They simply used measured, calm questions to expose weakness and assert control. In personal relationships, the calm question is equally effective. Toxic friends, partners, or family members often try to manipulate emotions, provoke guilt, or create chaos. Instead of reacting, asking a simple question like, "Why are you so focused on me?" or "What do you hope to achieve by saying that?" immediately shifts the power. It forces them to articulate something meaningful or reveal that their behavior is baseless. Either way, you remain composed and they are left exposed. The key is consistency. Using calm questions works best when it becomes a habit. Each time someone tries to provoke you, you respond with deliberate, composed curiosity. Over time, they learn that their toxic tactics will not work on you. They start to hesitate, second guess, or even retreat entirely. Meanwhile, you are building your reputation as someone who is unshakable, wise, and commanding respect, not through force, but through presence. This method also protects your energy. You don't waste it on pointless arguments. You don't compromise your peace. Instead, you use intelligence and composure to handle situations that would normally drain you. The calm question turns confrontation into observation. It transforms aggression into insight. And most importantly, it signals that you are not just reacting, you are mastering the interaction entirely. Drop a comment below if you've ever tried shutting someone down with a calm question, or if you're ready to start using this method today. Chapter 3. The Strategic Compliment. When dealing with toxic people, most of us assume that responding with kindness or acknowledgement will make them stronger or give them the upper hand. But the truth is, a strategic compliment can be one of the most disarming tools you have, if used correctly. It's not about flattery, it's about subtle acknowledgement that exposes their behavior while keeping you in control. Toxic people thrive on emotional reactions, anger, frustration, guilt, and defensiveness. They feed on these signals. A strategic compliment disrupts this dynamic. It's unexpected. It stops them in their tracks because they are no longer the ones controlling the energy. Instead, your calm and deliberate response shifts the focus, forces reflection, and often leaves them feeling strangely exposed. For example, imagine someone constantly criticizing your work, trying to make you feel inferior. Instead of snapping back, you say something like, "Interesting perspective, you clearly feel strongly about this." It's a simple acknowledgement that shows you've heard them without engaging in their negativity. You're not agreeing with their toxicity, but you're turning their aggression into observation. The subtle compliment lies in the recognition of their energy or effort, rather than the content of their criticism. Here's why it works. Toxic people are accustomed to conflict. They expect reactions, arguments, or excuses. When you respond with calm acknowledgement, you break their pattern. It makes them stop and think because they are no longer the dominant force in the interaction. You've silently taken back control of the conversation, and you've done it without raising your voice, without aggression, and without compromising your dignity. This technique also works in personal relationships. Toxic friends, partners, or family members often attack out of insecurity or jealousy. A strategic compliment such as, "I can see you're really passionate about this," or "You have a lot of energy when it comes to your opinions," turns their aggression into self-reflection. Suddenly they are confronted with their own intensity in a neutral way, and you remain calm, composed, and unshakable. The strategic compliment is a subtle demonstration of intelligence and presence. It says, "I see you, I understand your effort, but I am not moved by your negativity." It's elegant, it's powerful, it's psychological mastery in its purest form. And when used consistently, toxic people begin to hesitate. They realize that their usual tactics, insults, guilt, provocation, don't yield the results they expect. Think of it like this. A well-placed strategic compliment is a mirror. It reflects their energy back to them in a way that forces self-awareness. And when someone begins to see themselves clearly, they often retreat or rethink their behavior. Meanwhile, you remain untouched, calm, and composed. This is true power, to influence without aggression, to command respect without conflict, and to maintain your inner peace at all costs. Historical leaders and philosophers understood this instinctively. They knew that confrontation doesn't always require force. Sometimes the softest acknowledgement, when used strategically, is stronger than the loudest argument. It's about presence, observation, and subtle manipulation of the energy in the room. The person who masters this technique rarely has to raise their voice. They simply command respect through composure and intelligence. The key is intention. A strategic compliment is never fake or excessive. It is measured, precise, and used with purpose. Each time a toxic person tries to provoke you, a carefully worded acknowledgement or subtle compliment can stop them cold. Over time, they learn that you are not an easy target. You are a presence to be respected, someone who cannot be manipulated or shaken. Drop a comment below if you've ever tried disarming someone with a strategic compliment, or if you're ready to start using this subtle but powerful tool today. Chapter 4. The Truth Bomb. When it comes to shutting down toxic people, sometimes subtlety isn't enough. Sometimes you need clarity, firmness, and undeniable truth. That's where the truth bomb comes in. It's a concise, powerful statement that exposes the toxicity, sets boundaries, and leaves no room for manipulation, all while keeping your composure intact. A truth bomb is not about anger or revenge. It's about control, dignity, and emotional intelligence. It's about saying exactly what needs to be said without exaggeration, without shouting, and without giving your power away. For example, if a toxic person tries to guilt you or provoke you, a simple statement like, "I don't engage with negativity, let's talk when things are productive," immediately asserts boundaries. It's clear, it's firm, it communicates that their behavior has no effect on you. Why is this so effective? Toxic people thrive on confusion and manipulation. They expect you to react emotionally, to argue, to justify yourself. The truth bomb removes the ambiguity. It doesn't question their motives, it doesn't plead for understanding. It simply states the truth and closes the door to further conflict. In essence, it forces them to confront themselves while you remain untouchable. Let's consider a real-life example. Imagine a colleague constantly spreading rumors about you at work. A typical reaction might be anger, gossip, or passive-aggressive behavior, but all of that feeds their toxicity. Instead, you could respond with a calm truth bomb. "I am focused on my work and results. Any claims outside of that don't concern me." In this simple sentence, you assert dominance over the situation, refuse to be drawn into drama, and protect your energy. The toxic person is left without leverage, and their attempt to provoke you loses all meaning. The truth bomb is also powerful in personal relationships. Toxic friends, partners, or family members often attempt to manipulate emotions or create drama. A carefully delivered truth bomb not only stops them in their tracks, but also sets a new standard for how they can interact with you. Statements like, "I don't discuss this while you are disrespectful," or "I value my peace more than engaging in this argument," are firm, non-negotiable boundaries that communicate strength without aggression. What makes the truth bomb truly transformative is its combination of brevity and precision. It's not a long speech, and it's not a debate. It's a pinpoint strike of clarity that leaves no room for interpretation. Toxic people expect excuses, justifications, or emotional reactions. When they are met with simple, undeniable truth, they are disarmed. They may react with surprise, confusion, or even frustration, but that's the point. They cannot manipulate you because you have made your stance clear. History offers countless examples of leaders and thinkers who wielded truth bombs effortlessly, from Marcus Aurelius enforcing discipline in his court to Sun Tzu demonstrating strategic dominance through clear commands. The principle is the same. Clarity is power. Those who communicate the truth with calm authority are rarely challenged successfully. Their presence alone demands respect because they operate from a place of certainty, not ego or emotion. The beauty of the truth bomb lies not only in its effectiveness, but also in its emotional impact on yourself. Delivering a clear, firm statement reinforces your own sense of control and self-respect. It reminds you that your peace is non-negotiable and that your energy is sacred. The toxic person may leave, sulk, or even escalate temporarily, but you remain untouched, confident, and in full command of your life. To master the truth bomb, you must practice intention and timing. Every word counts. Your tone, your calm demeanor, and your unwavering confidence amplify the effect. The goal is not to humiliate or belittle, but to set boundaries that are respected without question. Over time, toxic individuals learn that their usual tactics, manipulation, drama, or guilt, simply do not work on you. You become untouchable because you have mastered the art of asserting your truth without compromise. Drop a comment below if you've ever used a truth bomb to set boundaries, or if you're ready to start using this powerful tool to protect your peace and command respect in every interaction. Chapter 5. Walking away with power. Sometimes the most powerful response to toxicity isn't a word, a question, or even a truth bomb. Sometimes it's walking away. Walking away doesn't mean weakness. It doesn't mean fear. It doesn't mean giving up. It means taking control, protecting your peace, and showing that your energy is non-negotiable. Toxic people thrive on engagement. They feed on your reactions, your explanations, and your attempts to reason with them. Every word you speak gives them energy, every argument gives them satisfaction, and every defensive reaction gives them power. Walking away is a declaration. I am not your source of chaos. I am not participating in your negativity. My life, my peace, and my energy are more important than this drama. Think about it. How often have you been trapped in a conversation, a friendship, or a relationship that drained you? You tried reasoning, arguing, or explaining, only to realize that the toxicity never ends. Walking away is the ultimate power move because it demonstrates complete mastery over yourself. You choose what affects you, who influences you, and which energy you allow in your life. Walking away is also deeply strategic. Toxic people are used to resistance, confrontation, and reaction. When you suddenly remove yourself from the situation, it creates disruption in their pattern. They are no longer able to manipulate or provoke you. Your absence becomes a statement. It signals that their behavior no longer has weight in your life. And often, this is when they start to reconsider their approach, or even hesitate before attempting to cross you again. The psychological impact of walking away is profound. It communicates strength, dignity, and self-respect without a single word. It leaves the toxic person to face their own negativity while you remain calm, collected, and untouchable. The irony is that in many cases, walking away is more effective than any argument, comeback, or confrontation ever could be. Consider the personal realm. Toxic friends, partners, or colleagues often try to guilt you into staying engaged, manipulating your emotions to get their way. By walking away, you remove their leverage entirely. You are no longer trapped in the cycle of drama. You are no longer feeding their ego, and in doing so, you're not just preserving your peace, you're asserting your value, your boundaries, and your freedom. Historically, this principle has been practiced by great leaders and thinkers. Stoics, warriors, and philosophers understood that sometimes the best action is strategic withdrawal. They chose their battles carefully and never allowed trivial or toxic energy to dictate their life or their decisions. By walking away, they preserved their strength, their clarity, and their focus on what truly mattered. Walking away also sends a powerful message to others around you. People notice strength and composure. They see that you do not tolerate manipulation, drama, or toxicity. Your example becomes a lesson in self-respect and personal boundaries. You don't need to argue, justify, or prove yourself. Your actions speak louder than words ever could. And here's the deeper truth. Walking away is not just about them, it's about you. It's about choosing peace over chaos, clarity over confusion, and self-mastery over reaction. Every step you take away from toxicity reinforces your commitment to yourself, your goals, and your life. Every decision to disengage strengthens your presence and shows that your energy is precious, controlled, and inviolable. In the end, walking away is the ultimate act of empowerment. It's the final word without saying a word. It's the silent authority that makes toxic people realize they can no longer manipulate, provoke, or control you. And most importantly, it reminds you that you are the prize, your peace is sacred, and no one has the right to take it from you. Drop a comment below if you've ever walked away from toxicity and felt stronger, or if you're ready to start using this powerful tool to protect your peace and command respect in every area of your life. Now you know the truth. Dealing with toxic people isn't about fighting, arguing, or proving anything. It's about mastery over yourself, your energy, and your peace. Silence, calm questions, strategic compliments, truth bombs, and walking away with power. These are not just techniques, they are a mindset. A mindset that tells the world you cannot be shaken, manipulated, or controlled. Remember, your peace is your most valuable possession. Every interaction you allow, every word you respond to, and every energy you accept shapes your life. Toxic people will always exist, but you now have the tools to handle them with wisdom, strength, and dignity. Use these 5 strategies consistently. Watch how your presence commands respect. Watch how negativity loses its power over you. And most importantly, watch how your life changes when you choose control over reaction, calm over chaos, and power over manipulation. Drop a comment below sharing which of these 5 strategies you're going to use first. Share your stories, your experiences, and how you plan to implement these techniques in your life. Like, share, and subscribe if you want more insights that strengthen your mind, sharpen your presence, and protect your peace. Remember, you are the prize, your peace is sacred, and no one can take it from you unless you allow it.